U.S. stocks closed lower for a second straight session on Wednesday as investors booked profits with indexes near record levels after Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell flagged potentially stretched stock prices and ahead of a reading on inflation later in the week. Investors are trying to gauge the trajectory of rate cuts from the central bank as it attempts to buttress an economy that has shown signs of a flagging labour market without stoking inflation. The Fed Chair emphasised the tightrope the central bank must walk in upcoming policy decisions. The S&P 500 lost 0.28% to end at 6,637.97 points, while the Nasdaq Composite lost 0.34% 22,497.86, and the Dow Jones Industrial Average fell 171.5 points or 0.37% to 46,121.28.
Broad market stock investors are seeing slight declines on the day, largely fueled by profit taking and some concerns about global politics, but not enough to move things of any real appreciable measure. In general, the market is still relatively calm, as noticed by a relatively low VIX, and the fact that no matter what seems to happen, week on week, month on month, equities still seem to want to go up. I think the Fed will have 2 more cuts this year, as they well predict. At this point, when things are uncertain, when dispersion is high, sticking to narrative becomes far more critical for the chair. Jay Powell is looking to execute a perfect landing. We talk about hard, soft, or otherwise, but let's just say a landing of some sorts, ideally as perfect as he can. And the best way to do that is to leave either the board entirely or certainly the chairmanship mid next year with inflation on a good path and the Fed with some credibility restored. Being able to execute the plan that he says the Fed is taking is critical to maintaining that credibility. And I think that's where he's going to push above all to get to.